Did you know your morning routine might be slowly undermining your health? I'm not talking about obvious dangers or dramatic mistakes. I'm referring to those small, everyday habits you've likely followed for decades without a second thought. After 50 years in medicine, I've seen how these seemingly innocent routines can silently chip away at your energy, balance, and even your lifespan. The truth is, many of us make these 4 morning mistakes not from carelessness, but simply because nobody ever told us the truth. These aren't just minor slip-ups. They're patterns that doctors and researchers have linked to increased fatigue, falls, cognitive decline, and chronic illness. But here's the good news. Once you recognize them, they're surprisingly easy to correct. Before we dive in, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Drop your city in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more health insights that could add years to your life. Let's start with perhaps the most overlooked morning mistake that affects nearly every system in your body. One of the most harmful things you can do each morning is reaching for your coffee or checking your phone before having a single sip of water. It sounds almost too simple to matter, doesn't it? Yet this small oversight might be quietly undermining your health in ways you'd never expect. Think about it. You've just spent 7 or 8 hours without any fluid intake. While you were sleeping peacefully, your body was hard at work, using water for countless essential functions. By morning, you're naturally dehydrated. Your blood has become thicker, your cells are thirsty, and your brain is surrounded by less protective fluid than it needs to function at its best. According to recent research from Harvard Medical School, this overnight dehydration affects older adults much more severely than younger people. After 60, our bodies contain about 10% less water than they did in our 40s, and our thirst signals become significantly less reliable. The result? We don't feel thirsty even when our bodies desperately need hydration. Take Richard from Boston, who recently turned 78. For years, he started his day with coffee and toast while reading the morning paper. "I'd wake up feeling foggy and sometimes a bit dizzy," he told me. "My doctor ran all sorts of tests, checked my heart, tested for diabetes, even ordered brain scans. Everything came back normal." The solution turned out to be remarkably simple. Richard's physician suggested a glass of water first thing every morning before anything else. "Honestly, I thought it was too simple to make any difference," Richard admits with a chuckle. "But within days, that morning brain fog lifted. After 2 weeks, my energy improved. Now I keep a glass of water by my bed every night." What Richard experienced isn't unusual. The Mayo Clinic reports that even mild dehydration, just 1 to 2% below optimal levels, can impair cognitive function, reduce energy, and affect coordination in older adults. Over months and years, chronic mild dehydration is linked to more serious issues: increased risk of urinary tract infections, kidney problems, digestive difficulties, and even accelerated cognitive decline. The connection between hydration and brain health is particularly striking, explains Dr. Susan Johnson, neurologist at Boston Medical Center. When we follow patients over time, those who maintain proper hydration show significantly better cognitive testing scores than chronically dehydrated individuals of the same age. The wonderful news is that this might be the easiest health habit you'll ever adopt. Keep a glass of water by your bedside and drink it before your feet hit the floor in the morning. If you take medications later, have another glass with them. For those who find plain water unappealing, try adding a slice of lemon, a few berries, or a splash of juice. For my friends who struggle with nighttime bathroom trips, I recommend this approach. Drink your morning glass of water at room temperature. Cold water can shock your system. Then have most of your daily water before 6 p.m. This allows your body to hydrate properly while minimizing nighttime disturbances. Remember, giving your body that morning hydration isn't just about avoiding thirst. It's about giving your brain, heart, and every system in your body what they need to keep you independent and sharp for years to come. It might be the simplest change you make, but sometimes the smallest habits yield the most powerful results. Now, let's talk about another common morning mistake that might be putting your health at risk right under your nose. 2. Taking medications on an empty stomach. It's a scene that plays out in millions of homes every morning. You wake up, reach for your pill organizer, swallow your medications, and then start thinking about breakfast. It seems logical, doesn't it? Get those important medications into your system right away. After all, that's what many of us have done for years. But this common routine could be setting you up for a day of discomfort, dizziness, and even danger. And most concerning? Many of us have no idea we're doing anything wrong. Barbara, a vibrant 75-year-old from Minneapolis, learned this lesson the hard way. "I've taken blood pressure medication for years," she told me during one of our health workshops. "I always took it first thing in the morning, before eating anything. It seemed responsible, making my medication the priority." But Barbara began experiencing worrying symptoms, lightheadedness when standing, occasional nausea, and once, a near fainting episode while getting dressed. Her doctor asked a question that changed everything. "Are you taking your medication on an empty stomach?" Dr. Michael Cohen, clinical pharmacist at the University of Michigan, explains why this matters. When you take certain medications without food, they can be absorbed too quickly into your bloodstream. For blood pressure medications, this might cause a rapid drop in pressure, leading to dizziness or falls. For others, like certain pain relievers or anti-inflammatories, an empty stomach means nothing to protect your digestive tract from irritation. This effect is particularly pronounced in older adults. As we age, our digestive systems slow down, our body composition changes, and our kidneys and liver, which process medications, work less efficiently. A dose that was perfect at 50 might hit you much harder at 70 or 80, especially on an empty stomach. The list of medications that work better, or more safely, with food is surprisingly long. Most blood pressure medications, many diabetes drugs, certain cholesterol medications, and most anti-inflammatories. Even some vitamins and supplements are better absorbed with a small amount of food. The long-term consequences go beyond just morning discomfort, explains Dr. Cohen. When medications cause side effects like nausea or dizziness, many people stop taking them regularly. This inconsistency with crucial medications can lead to poor disease management and complications down the road. The solution is beautifully simple. Before taking your morning medications, have a small bite to eat. Even something as minimal as half a banana, a piece of toast, or a few crackers can make a significant difference. If you're not hungry first thing in the morning, even a few tablespoons of yogurt or applesauce can provide enough buffer. For Dorothy, an 82-year-old grandmother from Arizona, the fix was a morning ritual she now cherishes. "I keep a small container of unsalted almonds and dried apricots by my bed. I eat just a handful before taking my morning pills, and it's completely eliminated that queasy feeling I used to get. My doctor says my blood pressure is more stable now too." If you're unsure whether your specific medications should be taken with food, don't guess. Ask your pharmacist. These medication experts often have insights your doctor might not have shared, and most are happy to review your medication list and provide specific guidance. Remember, taking care of yourself isn't just about which medications you take, it's about how you take them. That small bite before your morning pills could be the difference between a day of steady energy and one that starts off on shaky ground. Speaking of starting your day, let's explore another morning habit that could be putting you at risk without you realizing it. 3. Rushing out of bed too quickly. When your eyes open in the morning, what's the first thing you do? If you're like many seniors I've worked with, you might swing your legs over the side of the bed and stand up right away. It seems natural. After all, you've been doing it your entire life. But this simple morning movement could actually be one of the most dangerous moments of your day. William, an 84-year-old retired engineer from Chicago, learned this lesson the hard way. "I've always been a get-up-and-go kind of guy," he told me with a rueful smile. "One morning, I sat up, stood immediately, and the next thing I knew, I was on the floor with my wife calling 911. William had fractured his hip, leading to surgery and months of rehabilitation. What happened to William is a phenomenon doctors call orthostatic hypotension, a sudden drop in blood pressure when changing positions. It's shockingly common among adults over 65, affecting nearly 20% of seniors according to the American Journal of Medicine. But why does this happen more as we age? Dr. Elizabeth Martinez, a geriatrician at Northwestern Memorial Hospital, explains, "As we get older, the mechanisms that regulate our blood pressure become less efficient. When a younger person stands up, their body quickly compensates by constricting blood vessels and increasing heart rate. In older adults, this response slows down significantly. During sleep, your blood pressure naturally lowers. When you suddenly stand, gravity pulls blood downward, away from your brain. Without a quick adjustment from your cardiovascular system, this can cause momentary dizziness, vision changes, or even fainting, all within seconds of standing. The CDC reports that falls are the leading cause of injury among adults 65 and older, resulting in over 3 million emergency room visits annually. Even more sobering, a significant percentage of these falls occur first thing in the morning, many starting with that quick rise from bed. What many people don't realize is that a serious fall doesn't just affect your physical health, notes Dr. Martinez. It often creates a fear of falling that leads to decreased activity, social isolation, and loss of independence. I've seen patients who, after one fall, begin a downward spiral that changes everything about their quality of life. The good news? Preventing these falls is often as simple as changing how you get out of bed. I teach my patients the 3-2-1 technique. First, when you wake up, take 3 deep breaths while still lying down. This increases oxygen flow and helps wake up your cardiovascular system. Then, slowly shift to a sitting position at the edge of the bed, keeping your feet flat on the floor. Count to 20 while sitting, giving your body time to adjust. Finally, stand up slowly, holding on to a stable surface if needed, and count to 10 before walking. It felt ridiculous at first, moving so slowly, admits William, who now follows this technique religiously. But I haven't had a dizzy spell since I started. Those extra 30 seconds in the morning might have saved me from another broken hip. For those who experience consistent dizziness when standing, simple devices like a bedside grab bar can provide extra stability. Some patients also benefit from compression socks, which help maintain blood pressure by preventing blood from pooling in the legs. Remember, protecting your independence isn't just about major health initiatives. Sometimes it's the small, everyday movements that matter most. Taking those extra moments each morning isn't about slowing down. It's about ensuring you can keep moving safely for years to come. Now, let's talk about another morning habit that might be silently affecting your energy and health throughout the day. 4. Eating high sugar or carb-heavy breakfast. What did you have for breakfast this morning? Was it a muffin, perhaps? A bowl of sweetened cereal? Maybe toast with jam? These traditional breakfast foods feel comforting and familiar. After all, Many of us have started our days this way for decades, but they might be setting you up for a day of energy crashes, brain fog, and worse, accelerating health issues you're already concerned about. Margaret, a spirited 72-year-old grandmother from Denver, came to one of my wellness workshops last year with a familiar complaint. I'm exhausted by 11 a.m. every day. I start my morning feeling fine, but then I crash. I can't think clearly. I get irritable, and I just want to nap. Is this just part of getting older? When I asked about her typical breakfast, she described a routine many of us would consider perfectly normal. Orange juice, a blueberry muffin, and occasionally a banana. "It's not like I'm eating donuts," she laughed. But her body was telling a different story. "What's happening is a blood sugar roller coaster," explains Dr. Robert Johnson, endocrinologist at Mayo Clinic. Foods high in simple carbohydrates and sugar cause a rapid spike in blood glucose. Your pancreas responds with a surge of insulin to bring those levels down. This creates a cycle of highs and lows that's particularly problematic for older adults. Why does this affect seniors more severely? As we age, our bodies naturally become less efficient at processing carbohydrates and sugar. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that adults over 65 experience blood sugar fluctuations nearly twice as dramatic as younger adults eating identical meals. This makes that morning muffin or sweetened cereal far more disruptive than it was in your younger years. The long-term implications go beyond just feeling tired, Dr. Johnson continues. Repeated blood sugar spikes are linked to inflammation throughout the body, accelerated cognitive decline, and increased risk for type 2 diabetes, even in people who aren't overweight. For Margaret, the solution began with a simple breakfast makeover. She switched to eggs with avocado on whole grain toast, or Greek yogurt with a small handful of berries and walnuts. The difference was remarkable, she tells me now. Within days, that mid-morning crash disappeared. I have steady energy until lunch, my thinking is clearer, and I've even noticed I'm less achy in my joints. The science behind Margaret's improvement is fascinating. A protein-centered breakfast helps stabilize blood sugar by slowing digestion and providing steady energy without the spike. Healthy fats, like those in avocados or nuts, further extend this stabilizing effect while supporting brain health. And fiber from whole grains or small portions of fruit slows the absorption of carbohydrates. I didn't have to give up everything I love, Margaret emphasizes. I still enjoy my blueberries, just a smaller portion with protein-rich yogurt instead of in a sugary muffin. And I find I actually enjoy food more now because I'm not constantly craving sweets. If changing your breakfast seems daunting, start small. Add a protein source to your current breakfast, or reduce portion sizes of high-carb items. Even switching from sweetened cereal to plain oatmeal topped with cinnamon and a spoonful of almond butter can make a significant difference. Think of your breakfast as setting the metabolic tone for your entire day, suggests Dr. Johnson. When you choose foods that support stable energy in the morning, you're not just avoiding a crash at 11 a.m., you're building a foundation for better health long-term. What's your typical breakfast? Have you noticed how different foods affect your energy throughout the morning? I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments below. Now, let's pull everything together and talk about how these seemingly small morning habits can transform your health and vitality when addressed together. We've explored 4 morning habits that might be quietly undermining your health. Skipping water when you first wake up, taking medications on an empty stomach, rushing out of bed too quickly, and starting your day with sugar-laden breakfasts. Each one seems small on its own, but together they can significantly impact your energy, safety, and longevity. The wonderful news? You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start with just one change this week, perhaps placing a glass of water by your bedside tonight. or adding an egg to tomorrow's breakfast. Small, consistent adjustments often yield the most powerful results. Remember, taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's an investment in all the moments that matter to you, whether that's playing with grandchildren, traveling, or simply enjoying each day with clarity and strength. I'd love to hear which of these changes you plan to try first, or if you've already discovered some morning habits that help you thrive. Share your experience in the comments. Your wisdom might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. If you found this information valuable, please consider subscribing to our channel for more practical health insights that honor the vibrant person you are today, while protecting your well-being for all the tomorrows to come.